Matthew, what's up?
Yo, Josh. How's it going,
Yeah,
man?
that sounded so fake, man.
Well, the thing is, we can just keep going, and I can just cut out the first 5 or 10 minutes,
No,
however long
no.
it takes us to get it going.
This is us. Keep it recording. That's the point. Like, we're not being fake about it. This is how we do, you know?
Wow, I never felt more real.
Yeah, I mean, you're like, hey, and I'm like, wow, that sounded really fake, but it's just, that's us talking, you know? So you just ruined the fucking opening with your stupid shit. So thanks.
What the?
By saying, I'm gonna go back and fucking take it out.
Yeah, well, you know what, Josh? We just came to an agreement that we're going to cut the bullshit and not do any cussing.
Well, guess what? You already ruined it, so I started cussing. Anyway.
That easily broken, huh?
Wow. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so can you chop this out?
I can chop out anything.
All right, we can chop
Just
it up.
a stupid audio file that I'm going to put inside of this software.
Yeah, put it in. All right, so let's just start from scratch. I'm going to pause for a second.
Do you think we should start off by saying I'm Matt and you're Josh, so they have a basis of who's talking?
Yeah, well, maybe we should, like, emphasize our first episode episode.
You know, I actually like that idea where not just this time, but every time we say this is episode 2, 5, 8, whatever.
Yeah, this is episode 1. Who wants to? I guess I'll say it first. You can say it next time.
Welcome to episode 1 of JottCast. Yeah, exactly. You're up, buddy.
All right.
Even though I'm older, but whatever.
Yeah. So welcome to the first episode of JottCast. This is Josh. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh yeah, I would definitely want to. And this is Matt. Thanks for somehow stumbling onto this video. Yeah,
kind of a random. Really, I guess we stumbled on it too because now we're just talking on a recording and I have no idea what I'm doing. So anyway, welcome to JottCast. Josh, Matt. Actually, it's funny where we got that name from. It's something I guess it leads into what I'm going to talk about. But do you remember the first time we ever used that name, Jott?
I do, but man, these people aren't fans yet. They don't care.
You don't think so?
I think people might care after we have a bigger name, but right now somebody clicked on a random video on YouTube and we immediately start off telling them why we're named the name we are.
Well, I'm going to say it anyway because it leads into what I'm going to say next. So we used the name Jott on a Zelda forum like 20 years ago, right?
Yeah. Okay,
so I was going to ask you something because E3 is coming up, right? Or did it already happen?
As of right now, I think it starts in 2 days.
I'll be honest with you, man. I don't really play a lot of video games. I don't know if you do. If you really play anymore.
I don't play. I just listen.
Okay, that's right. So I don't play at all, except I have been recently playing Breath of the Wild, right?
Ooh, boy. I hear that's a good one.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty good, even though you stopped playing it. So, anyway, I've been playing Breath of the Wild, and I suck. But I just saw this for some reason, though it's a few years old, that they're actually bringing a Breath of the Wild 2 out. You heard about that?
Yeah, I actually did, and I think that people are wondering if they're going to see it at E3 whenever Nintendo's booth is. I don't know when that is, maybe in like a week or something like that.
Yeah, but what do you think about it? Do you think I don't know. I know you never really beat Breath of the Wild. My brother-in-law did, but that's about it. That's all I know.
Yeah, and I got a buddy of mine too who beat it. I always wanted to beat it. The only problem was I didn't want to just beat it. I wanted to see everything. And then I ended up going on this like stupid cross-country mission where I got a horse and my whole goal was to go around the map just so that I would have all the map, you know, because the map is gray and as you explore it and go up those towers, you start to see the map. Your actual physical map becomes viewable. And so that was my whole goal, was to just make the entire map viewable, but that took so long, and I was seeing so many things, and there were so many stops that I wanted to stop and take a look at that I completely gave up on the storyline, and I never went back to it.
Right, did you ever do the Ancient Beasts or like the beast thing?
Yeah, so I did the first one. I think there's 3.
There's 4, I think.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, I did the first one, and then I saw the second one out in the desert, but I never actually approached it. I was just like, wow, that looks big, that looks cool. I gotta go finish my map.
Yeah. So I don't think I went that far. I've gotten 2 of the beasts, but I never actually beat the game. But the point is, they're coming out with number 2, which I just saw, and for some reason, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, honestly. Maybe because I just started playing Breath of the Wild, 4 years after it came out. Well, when did it come out? What year did it come out?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's see. Breath of the Wild release date was in March 3rd, 2017. So, yeah, a little over 4 years ago.
So I guess I shouldn't be too salty. I mean, it came out 4 years ago, and I'm just now playing it, even though I'm the self-proclaimed Zelda guy that's played and beaten like every single Zelda game there is. So
yeah, you were in that really famous video where Link fought Sora.
Oh my God. Yeah, I was just thinking about that video too. I really need to put a link there because that's back when the YouTube. I gotta find it now. That's
hey man, you find it and we'll put it in the link or in the description below, just like all the other YouTubers do. We'll put it in the description below.
Oh, I gotta find it.
That way they can see what Josh looked like back 10 years ago or something like that, right?
Yeah. Hey, I actually had more subscribers on that one than I do on my, and I had more views. What the heck?
Hey, I mean, people want to see Link versus Sora.
No, I mean on my actual just so I had a string of videos where I was making fun of Bear Grylls from Man vs. Wild.
Oh, and, yeah, I forgot all about that.
Right. Yeah, they actually. This is 13 years ago, so this is back when YouTube was pretty fresh. And it's funny because I just started my channel recently, Flash Fiction.
Yeah.
Shameless plug. Anyway, I'm getting no views on it, but these that came out 13 years ago, just some guy in the woods talking. Anyway, I gotta find that video.
Well, I think what you've probably just discovered is that for your Flash Fiction channel, you should start writing stories about Bear Grylls, Sora, and Link.
Wow. That actually might work.
Yeah, I mean, people love fanfic.
Oh, God, this is like a blast from the past, man. I
think that you started this off by asking me what I thought about a sequel coming out. And I will answer that by saying it's awesome. Obviously. The first Breath of the Wild game was what not everybody, but what a lot of people seem to think of as one of the best Zelda games ever. So clearly they should make a sequel to it. I see it kind of like how Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask were able to coexist on the same system. It's going to be the same thing. And did you see the trailer for Breath of the Wild 2?
No, I literally typed in, I had Breath of the Wild up here because I was looking up something earlier because I was playing it and I saw it and I'm like, what?
Dude, what?
So I just saw it. Yeah, I found the video, by the way, of Link versus Sora, 36,000 views.
36,000 views?
Yeah. For a video I uploaded. No, my friend uploaded it to his channel. And we have a lot of random videos on there. And there's another one, too, that's, hold on. He might have taken them down.
What else were they about?
They had the samurai sword fight. One has 1,000 views, the other has 1,100 views, and they've got so many dislikes because they're so garbage.
Oh my god.
They're so bad. Oh my god. And I have, oh man. So yeah, I think it's great. I mean, I don't know about the best Zelda game. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. I think it's funny about Breath of the Wild. It's actually like, what am I going to say? It's how the franchise was supposed to be.
Yeah,
And
totally.
so the first Zelda game came out, and I think Shigeru Miyamoto actually talked about it's like open adventure. You just wake up in the middle of the field and you just go. There's no explanation. There's nothing. And you pick a sword
Open
up.
adventure NES style.
Yeah, exactly. With the save feature. So you do that, and then you just go. And they put that on the Switch, obviously a lot bigger than the first one. Hold on 1 second. Let me send this video to you. Oh my god. Oh.
To me right now?
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I'll copy it. I'll text it to you or something. Sorry, no, the video, my link, the link versus story. Sorry, I know we're off topic again, but you mentioned I have to send it to you.
No, don't worry about it.
So, speaking of which, I guess if we're on topic of Zelda, which is like my favorite franchise, which one is besides Breath of the Wild, what would be your favorite Zelda game?
You already know the answer to that, don't you?
Yes. I've only known you
yeah.
for like 20 years, so yes. Yes, I do actually. So I'll just assume.
Well, how about this? We have to tell the truth, but both of us will say what we think the other one's favorite Zelda game is.
Oh, crap. All right, I think yours is. Oh man, you know what's funny? I want to say one, but it's everybody's favorite, and I don't know if it's that one or the other one.
Well, do a coin toss. Or a coin
I don't have
toss.
a coin. I don't have a coin.
Oh no.
I was gonna say okay. I was going to say A Link to the Past, but
what are you going to say?
No, A Link to the Past. A Link to the Past.
You're right. Ding ding.
Yeah.
Ding.
Okay. I don't know how I was gonna say Ocarina of Time at first, like that's everybody's favorite, you know. And
Yeah, I was gonna say that's yours.
yeah, I think it is. I don't know. I feel kind of basic for liking it so much, but it is a good game.
I mean, it's one.
So,
I mean, it's definitely my second one.
Yeah, sure. Majora's Mask is, I think, up there too because it's so unique. But
And that's what I'm hoping to wrap this right back in. That's what I'm thinking and hoping for Breath of the Wild 2. Because when you get a chance, you should check out that trailer. But it's super dark. Like, Link and Zelda are exploring an underground cavern, and they find what seems to be the skeleton of Ganondorf. And it, like, comes alive in this reddish purple energy, and its eyes are all glowing, and it looks at him. And, yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty dark to me. So I'm thinking it's
I'm watching it now.
Pretty dark.
I'm watching. Actually, it's funny how you and I are so out of touch with video games that we're talking about a trailer that's like 3 years old for a game that I just now started playing.
Yeah.
So,
but hey, it's topical.
Yeah, I guess it is. You're right. I mean, people want to hear about it, but I'm not an expert. Oh, here it is.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I see
an
it now.
expert.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they found looks like a desiccated corpse. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. The sword. Yo, wait, that is Ganondorf. Yeah, that is Ganondorf. Actually, as a matter of fact, the sword in the chest, I'm pretty sure that's like Wind Waker stuff, man.
You think so?
I don't know, maybe.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that's like Wind
I
Waker
wish
stuff.
I did.
It might not be. He was turned to stone in Wind Waker, and he was buried under the ocean. But I don't know if there's ever consensus on the actual storyline for this, where this game fits into the timeline of Zelda.
Well, I'm not a big gamer anymore, but like I told you before we started this, I still watch all the E3s, and I kind of listen to certain YouTubers talk before an E3 event. So that's even what I'm doing right now. I listen to people talking about it. And what I've learned from that is that Nintendo was purposely keeping the timeline that Breath of the Wild was in vague. And people are thinking that, like, this second one is going to basically confirm which of the three timelines it's in a very definitive way.
Yeah, that whole timeline thing, man. Like, I played Skyward Sword, I think, 4 years. Same as Breath of the Wild, like 4 or 5 years after it was released. And I saw the timeline thing, and it just seemed like, it was never a planned thing. They just kind of came together one day. I was like, hey, guys, let's just throw together a timeline to appease the fans. You know?
All these fans won't leave us alone. They keep harassing us. Let's make a timeline.
That's funny.
No, I'm actually glad that you said that, because I do not think that Nintendo is going to definitively say in any way where these games fit in the timeline. I don't know. I kind of feel like the timeline was a fad almost, and they're not going to put in additional. I mean, they don't want to creatively limit themselves, I don't think. So why would they keep trying to figure out places to place games in a timeline? I don't feel like that's their style.
I don't know. As a matter of, I mean, I don't even know if it's funny. We were still trying to figure out what we're going to talk about. Now we're talking about Zelda timeline theory. So here we go. Enter Matt Pat.
Oh, Matt's right here.
That's you're the real Matt Pat. It's
Matt
funny.
Scott.
Everyone calls you Matt, but I think the only person that still calls you Matt besides your mom.
Yeah, besides my mom and my wife, you're the only one.
Hey, what does that say?
It means you must be related to me, or we sleep in the
Married?
same bed. One or the other.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Well, let's not go down that road, Hold on. Not since we were kids, bro.
Yeah, not since we were kids.
What's funny about that? We were speaking of games. I'm trying to find this timeline now, a bigger picture of it. I think everyone already knows what it is, and I don't know, but it's just funny because when we were kids, back when we used to actually play games all the time, when we spend the night, because we lived around the corner, we would sleep in the same bed. And back then, even then, I was like, is this weird? I don't know if it's weird or not. I didn't know how to, Was it?
It was only weird because it was a small bed.
Yeah, it wasn't that small, man.
Oh, no, you're talking about your house, right?
No, your house.
Or are you talking about my house?
No, I was up on the floor of your house.
Yeah, exactly. No, the bed at your house was big, you're right.
Yeah, I remember it being a crappy foam mattress that was missing chunks to it. All right, let's see. Oh, here it is. Here's a timeline. That's so weird. I don't know. I still don't know how I feel about it. I mean, we're so behind the curve as far as
I'm even hearing. I mean, people are thinking all sorts of stuff, right? So I'm even hearing some people thinking potentially the Breath of the Wild games don't even fall in any of the three known timelines, and they're a different timeline. Which that is something I could totally see being a thing, because I don't think Nintendo has a vested interest in keeping this whole timeline thing going.
No, I guess they wouldn't. Plus, gives people free content, right? Trying to speculate.
Yeah, right. Get everyone putting out those free ads for them. But talking about timelines,
Yeah.
Are you watching Loki?
No, actually, it's funny you say that because my dad visited last night. We'd actually discussed watching that. We wound up watching Joker instead, which, I watched it before. I probably should have just watched the other show. I want to watch it. Have you?
Well, why'd you say, whenever you said Joker?
Well, I like Joker
Was
a
it
lot.
good? Was
But
it bad?
no, I watched. I like it. I like Joker. I mean, I think that it got a lot of hype. The acting was phenomenal. Obviously, Joaquin Phoenix did a great job, and that's one thing I look for in movies is, obviously good acting. And the thing about it was, my dad, I guess, he'd never watched it. He heard bad things about it, and he watched it. He said he was kind of bored. So I said, because, probably should have picked something else because he didn't really enjoy it that much.
Yeah.
And he may have just honestly been putting on when he even gave a shred of like, yeah, it was kind of slow. He's like, well, I might like it later. It's one of those things I kind of think about and like it later. I'm like, well, that's code for I didn't like it, and it kind of sucks.
Yeah, that's code for why did you make me watch this?
Yeah, exactly. Like, why am I visiting and you're making me watch this trash movie? So
I come to your house and you made me watch some stupid movie about the Joker.
I like Joker, man. I don't know. I mean, I get it. People are,
No. Yeah.
I don't know.
No. I definitely didn't mean it like bashing the Joker. I haven't even seen the movie, but even whenever me and Lauren went to visit her parents in Wisconsin, and we rented a movie. We rented Venom, and we were watching that, which, in my opinion, was not a good movie. But her parents were even her dad was so bored. So yeah, maybe it's just a different generation kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I pride myself on having a sophisticated taste in movies, so no, I'm just kidding. No, I honestly, Taylor and I, my wife Taylor, let me specify, we always, I'll not like certain movies, or I'll think something's kind of stupid, like certain directors. But I think she and I both agree that the Marvel movies are pretty good. Although we have not watched Captain Marvel. That's the one I have not watched. And mostly because we were going through the storyline and being like, well, they say we can go without watching this movie for like context for the, end game and stuff.
Right, yeah.
So we didn't watch it. We just didn't watch it. So,
well, you got to watch it now.
Yeah, I guess I do. Although I go one of those things where you hear a lot of mixed reviews and everything, but I don't know. As far as the actual movie goes, I mean, she didn't really play that big of a role in game anyway.
No,
not that I remember.
The weird thing is me and Lauren were on a plane. Lauren being my wife, we were on a plane going somewhere. It doesn't matter where. The whole point was that's where we watched Endgame for the first time. It was in the airplane on the back of someone's chair. And I remember watching that movie and being so confused whenever this woman shows up out of nowhere and just blasts a bunch of people. Because she actually played like in the final battle, a really, really like strong role, meaning that she was a super seemingly overpowered character.
Oh,
I
yeah,
remember
sure,
feeling like, I remember being like, what just happened? What did I just see? So, not too long ago, I don't even know if I told you this, Josh. Not too long ago, Lauren and I watched every single Marvel movie. And we did it, well, we kind of did it because we wanted to see, even Lauren's whole family was saying we should watch WandaVision. We wanted to. But at the same time, other people were like, well, you can't just watch WandaVision. And I already told those people that we'd only seen like maybe every other Marvel movie. They're like, you can't just do that. You got to watch them all. And at first I thought that was silly, but then whenever I seriously sat down and did it and watched every single movie in the correct order, I started to get hooked on it. And I was pretty sad whenever they were all over. And
Did you actually watch WandaVision though?
Yeah, we actually just finished it like not even that long ago.
Dude, why didn't you tell me?
I didn't even know that you would care, I guess. Did you? So that must mean that you've seen WandaVision.
Yeah, I have actually. Hold on. Speaking of Taylor, she's texting me. Yeah, so we watched it. I actually really enjoyed it. I didn't know you didn't watch WandaVision. We haven't watched Loki yet. I don't know. We might watch some tonight, but I think recently we've just been like watching a silly kind of sitcom on Netflix that she likes a lot just when we have a chance to watch a show. But we watched the movie last night. I might try to coax her into watching it tonight because I loved WandaVision. I thought it was great. It was sad, but it was great, you know.
Yeah, totally.
So it made a lot of sense.
I mean, you're not missing out on anything whenever it comes to Loki yet because the first episode just dropped yesterday.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I haven't. I said I like Loki the character, but I've just never. And there's also Winter Soldier and what's his name?
Yeah, Winter Soldier and
Falcon.
Yeah, Falcon. Thanks. I always want to say Hawk, even though it's not true.
Hawkman. Yeah.
Hawkman.
So, but no, we watch. We watch quite a. We used to watch a lot more than we do now, but not right now. It's mostly just like at nighttime. She'll put something on. She'll fall asleep watching TV. You know. Yeah. So usually it's something too serious. We were watching Annabelle earlier. One of those. And honestly, dude, I don't know how you feel about horror movies, but I don't know. It just doesn't really do it for me. A lot of these horror movies just don't do it for me. And
can you give me a reason why?
It's just the stories are predictable. Like it opened up, and I guess obviously something bad's gonna happen. But the first 5 minutes, he's a happy family. He's making dolls. I'm like, well, hope nothing happens to this happy family. And literally within 10 minutes. Oh my
God, a happy family with a dad making dolls.
Within 10 minutes, the little girl gets run over. I'm like, well, didn't expect that. It's just predictable. The storylines are this is boring to me. It's just predictable. They're jump scares. I like psychological horrors a lot, things that kind of mess with your head. And of course, in the beginning, there's a bunch of Catholics come around. You already know what's about to happen. So, it's just predictable and they're just boring to me. I already know what's going to happen. And maybe I'm being a snob, but when you can watch a movie within the first 5 minutes figure out what it's about, it's this is boring.
I mean, yeah, part of life is seeing something that gives you a brand new experience.
Yeah, for example, trying to think of a good horror movie. I watched a scary movie too recently. It was decent. It was I forgot what it's called, but it was actually based on Lovecraft, based on Cthulhu. I forgot what it's called. It was all right. Like I said, it wasn't it was decent, but again, it was just I don't know. I liked watching horror movies that really mess with your head and not just jump out and try to scare you with big monsters or ghosts or demons. I'm not really a big fan of the possession movies, for example. I don't know if you watched any of those, Exorcist or all that stuff.
Nah, I never have.
No, well, there's
because I'm not good at handling scary movies.
Oh, well, see, that's the difference, dude. Okay, that makes sense. Her dad's the same way. He's he'll laugh the whole time, trying to laugh it off. But scary movies, they don't scare me. I'm not trying to be a tough guy. Whoa, it takes a lot more to get me going. They're just boring. The writing's boring. You and I write, right? You and I write.
We try to, yeah.
Yeah, you and I write. To me, story and plot's very important. You just got done reading a decent book. You got to read the new Stephen King book, right?
Yep, just finished The Institute 2 days ago.
Okay, and to me, when I'm watching a movie or reading a good book, a good storyline is great, but how you present it's also important. And when the storyline is just
everything,
yeah, when it's so predictable, it's not scary. Jump scares don't do it. I could do jump scares watching YouTube videos, right?
Yeah, you could.
So when I'm watching this, multi-million-dollar movie, and the best they can do is throw in a little girl getting run over and a bunch of jump scares, it's this isn't it. This isn't it. This is boring. It bores me. It really does. It doesn't do anything. So,
yeah,
maybe not for you, but
no. I was about to completely agree with you. I mean, jump scares don't really scare me anymore either because, they do in the moment, but they don't leave me with like something to think about afterwards. They don't leave me afraid of the dark that night or anything like that.
No, and then there's certain
They
tropes.
they do what they do what they were meant to do, which is make me jump in that second. But like people who not me, I've already said this, but people who watch scary movies typically, I feel like you're watching it because you want to see something that's gonna make you think in a different way. They can be like, wow, that could exist.
People are morbid, man.
People
like,
could do that. Yeah.
So it's like watching Saw, for example. Have you watched Saw? Any of the Saw movies?
I saw the first Saw, and if I watched any more beyond that, I'm not sure anymore. But the first one was good to me.
Yeah.
It was scary, but it wasn't scary like the way other scary movies were.
No, it's psychological. You wake up in a room, you're chained up, you have no idea there's a dead guy in the room. That to me is a perfect situation. You literally have two.
And the dead guy was the puppet the whole time.
Yeah, it's awesome, right? It's awesome. And after that, they kind of resorted to, like, you could tell, it's like the Zelda timeline. It's like, oh, we have all these ideas. Let's just make a story up. Let's just throw it together, you know?
Yeah, right.
So,
and like these pieces just maybe fit together if we smash them together a couple times.
It's like, just, hey, this guy, oh, it turns out this guy was him. Oh, my God. Like, oh, yeah. I haven't watched it in a long time. It's that and gore porn. Just a bunch of gore, you know? So.
Which we both know I do not like.
Oh, see, that's the thing. Like, again, it's a movie. So it doesn't bother me too much. But when you rely heavily on gore, jump scares, and naked women, it doesn't do it for me. So, which is why, I think you know this, and I'm no prude, we've discussed this, but watching these movies and shows with excessive, like, softcore porn, to me, it's boring. If you have to rely on these things to hold interest, you're not writing a good show.
Right.
So, call me a prude, but this doesn't do it.
Gosh, Josh, why don't you go to church already?
Maybe I will. But, no, man, it's just, so, just plot and everything else, and when it's just obvious. So, a lot of scary movies are like that. I think the only movie I've watched, like, recently, that made me feel uneasy, I'm trying to think. Wow. I haven't watched many scary movies. I think the last movie I watched that really made me feel uneasy in my seat was Mother. Taylor didn't like it, but I liked up until like the very end, it was really good.
I don't think I've heard of that.
Jennifer Lawrence, Mother. It's actually, okay, I don't know what kind of reviews it got. Because that whole movie, I felt super uneasy. I didn't get very good reviews, but that's one example of like, be it well done or not, it made me feel really uneasy.
Well, what was Jennifer Lawrence the mother?
I don't know what she was, honestly. Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was the mother. We watched
from 2017.
What was that movie? Is it?
Dude, oh my God. The poster alone is enough to give me fucking nightmares. Holy cow, that is a scary poster.
Is it?
She looks like a porcelain doll, and her eyes almost seem like they're not looking at the exact same thing. And just empty, hollow eyes looking at nothing. God, that's terrifying. Oh my gosh.
I take that back. I think the last scary movie I really watched was Us. It was pretty good. Again, that was a little bit of overacting, I thought. A little bit too much. Some of the stuff was kind of eh. But it was a decent movie. It was decent. I think it got really good reviews. So did Get Out. Get Out was pretty good. But Us was pretty good. It was enjoyable. I'd watch it again. But some of the stuff is like kind of overacting, kind of weird. Again, the story was kind of. But Jordan Peele, the guy who directed it, he's really good at everything in the scene counts. There is no missed, just wasted scenes, wasted dialogue, you know. He's a really good director.
Man, that's I mean, that's actually something that I really, wrapping this back into Marvel and their movies and shows, I feel like almost every dialogue is either there for fan service or is there as a breadcrumb, a clue to what is coming next in the Marvel Universe. Because watching every single Marvel movie back to back without any breaks, I mean, I'm serious. We don't have a lot of time to watch movies, so we would watch 20 minutes. And if in that 20 minutes, and I mean, we would watch maybe like 10 or 15 minutes whenever we eat breakfast before going to work, and then we'd come home and watch like 20 minutes at dinner, and then we would, you know, do something else, and then right before going to bed, we'd watch maybe another 10 minutes. And we were doing that for several weeks straight. So at any point in that time, if we finished a movie, we would just immediately start the next one. And we started to notice, like, just the smallest things they would say would then be referenced in later movies. And one of us would be like, wait, is this happening because they mentioned something about Africa like 3 movies ago? And then it probably was that way. And now that we're at the end of it all and we've seen everything, including the first episode of Loki, so we're completely caught up in this moment. Now, like I said, we're kind of starved for content. And so we'll watch like YouTube channels dissecting things that Loki says, or Loki, the things that are like in the background of the Loki show. And they kind of hint towards what's come before, and they're clues to what's coming next. And it's just wild. First of all, it's wild. It's not that wild because, you know, the people running the MCU is one big creative team. But sometimes it blows my mind that just like some random YouTuber on the internet can put all these pieces together and just show it to me in a 15-minute video.
Yeah, I mean, people get paid to do it, man. All these big channels. If I knew that I could post a video, if I could research something and post a video and make money, I would probably rewatch all the movies too and really tear it apart. That's just, well, maybe that's my excuse for not being more attentive to the movies. Maybe I'm just being salty. Again, jealous hater. But, yeah, man, it's crazy. Like, I think sometimes people read too much into this stuff too. I don't know if it's true or not, but I haven't watched any of the videos. I don't know. I don't know who you're talking about. I've never watched the video about the Avengers movies.
Man, you're missing out.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm actually looking at some Avengers stuff now that I'm here. Yeah, I actually haven't. There's actually a guy I watch on YouTube, another guy. He made the comment that he hates like Avengers is like the stupidest movie franchise. I'm like, I don't know. I disagree with that. But
the stupidest movie franchise.
He just doesn't like it. He thinks it's dumb. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know why he thinks it's dumb. He didn't really say, but he's got very strong opinions about things. This is fine. You know, I disagree with him completely, but so. But I don't know. I'm not really that. I don't know. You know.
No, I'm not trying to pick a fight or anything. Like, all I can think of is the MCU and then the Justice League, series of movies.
Yeah.
Like, what else is there?
I don't know why he doesn't like it. I think, well, he always makes videos about, so he's actually a fitness channel.
Yeah.
And I love his content. But he makes a lot of videos about how, Hollywood actors are all on steroids, which is true. Most of them are, at least. And he'll say, like, you know, they'll make money off their physiques, and they'll make money off things they do with their physiques, and they claim it's all natural. Like, all they do is just eat chicken, broccoli, and rice and work out 6 hours a day or something like that, which is not true.
Yeah, just right.
It's not. they work hard. Don't be wrong, but I've seen the workouts that Chris Hemsworth is doing, and that's not going to give you a god physique in 4 months. That's not how that works. And he's
You know what?
definitely on.
I haven't watched it, but for whatever reason on my YouTube feed, it does show the same video over and over again. Like I said, I haven't seen it, but it's like some dude who is ripped, totally ripped, and the video is called something like "How to Get Fit Just by Walking." So I think that implies that he is the way he is because instead of doing exercise, he walks.
No, that's stupid. And again, that's just more, and that's one thing I hate, and this is, I guess, completely off topic, but, I work out, and I'm not too invested in the fitness industry. I mean, I know what goes on, right? I love bodybuilding. I watch powerlifting. I don't follow it that closely, but I keep up with the guys. I watch, like, World's Strongest Man is, like, this weekend, and I can't wait to see who wins, right? So, when I see people who say these little tag words like "get the physique you want" using what I'm about to tell you, that's usually code for it's BS. And that's not, people fall for that all the time. And it really aggravates me because you see a picture of Chris Hemsworth like, oh, here's the workout that'll make you a god. I'm like, it's not though. That's the thing. Like, you might get in really good shape, but you're not going to look like Chris Hemsworth for a variety of reasons. And people fall into it. They'll actually pay people to sell them programs to work out to look like somebody, and they will never look like that for a variety of reasons. And they're stuck into this spending money on this crap.
Yeah. That's because they're full of hope.
They are, you're right. And it is frustrating, and I think that's why this same guy, he kind of craps on MCU. That's one of the reasons why people kind of worship it because of all these things. But I disagree. I think it's great. I think the acting was great. The story was great. I know some people were like, time travel, oh my God, are you serious again? But I think the way they handled time travel in Endgame, spoilers, was, I just said spoilers midway through explaining it. The way they handled time travel was great, so.
Yeah, and you know what? You're going to see a lot more of that in Loki, because it's all about time.
That's
apparently.
Great. I love it. I love time travel. Maybe next episode we can discuss this.
I think that we said we were going to try and keep this to be about an hour, so I don't want to delve too much into this. This is something that I was thinking could be something we talk about at a later date. But I do want to talk, because what you're saying is, what you said is that you think that they handled time travel well, and I agree with you. There is basically never that I think that a movie or a book, or even a book, handles time travel well. I'm usually always scoffing, and I usually hate the end result that the author or movie creates. But I agree with you that this was done well. But I also want to talk about what I think is probably the perfect way to handle true time travel, because one could argue that the time travel in the Avengers was kind of skated around because they brought everybody back 5 years after they vanished.
Well, before you go on, I will say, as another plug, not a plug, I guess, but, we both watch Minute Physics. I think it's a great channel. And he actually has a video about time and different time travel examples from different movies. So,
you're right. Let's plug them. If any of you guys don't know what Minute Physics is, it's a really great YouTube channel where he describes complex physical manifestations within just a couple of minutes. So it's called Minute Physics, but the videos are typically between 1 to 5 minutes long, and he does some really great doodles to help visualize the complex topics that he's talking about. Link in the description below.
So, yeah, that's great. And he has a really good video about different time travel. He explains it. But what were you going to say as far as well-done time travel concepts?
Yeah, you're right.
Yes?
Let me just say, sorry, I was gathering my thoughts, that I think that people have this notion I'm just some guy on the internet, you know. I'm not trying to make anybody hate me, but I think that we have this notion that there has to be no way for a paradox to exist. So the classic paradox is if you went and found your grandfather, you went back in time and you found your grandfather before he had met your grandma and you killed him, then who killed him? Because you were never born. So that's the go-to idea of what a paradox is, and people say that paradoxes cannot exist, but I actually disagree with that. So,
Well, yeah, but Matthew, aren't you a chemist, not a physicist? Should you really be weighing in?
actually, yes, I think that gives me the...
I'm kidding, obviously.
Actually, I think that my background as a chemist helps me answer this question.
All right, well, I'll
answer.
tell you this. Before you go on about paradoxes, the universe won't allow it, but I'll indulge your opinion.
The universe won't allow it, like it's a living organism.
It might be. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead and indulge me.
This is what I gotta say, right? The universe is really complex, and we don't understand everything about it. And in addition to that, if you were to go back in time, you exist there, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of your atoms and cells, protons, neutrons, electrons, everything that is you is suddenly in a different time. Now, if you were to kill your grandfather, all that matter that makes you can't just vanish. It can't just disappear. So I would say that you need to be there. And what you just created is essentially an alternate timeline now. But I don't know if I really believe in the whole multiverse thing. I'm just saying that the future of Earth changed. And if you were to go back to where you came from, the year that you're from, you wouldn't exist then. You now effectively exist outside of time. But you don't exist outside of time because no matter when you are there. So at some point you need to choose. At some point you have to essentially settle down and live your life at some time period. But you're still alive.
So basically what you're saying is, and I've seen explanations for grandfather paradox, but like if I were to go back in time and kill my grandfather and I came back to the future, myself that had gone back in time wouldn't exist, but I would exist. Because I came back to that time as this physical form that I am. But the me that existed before would not have existed. So they would not know who I am. But even though if that's the case, since I did it, I would still be there and I would exist.
And you would still remember all of your memories because
I think
those were past events that happened to you.
Because I know, like, Endgame, the way they tackled it, they were like, wouldn't that change the past? Like, no, because when you come back, that was your past. So you're not going to change the future of all humanity. I don't know.
Right.
It's actually kind of confusing how they did it, but I remember that being the thing. It's like, well, you're not going to change the future because when you go back to the past and come back, that was your past. Therefore, you're not going to change the whole future. I was like, okay.
Yeah, what they did is they took the different Infinity Stones out of where they were, used them for the purpose that they needed them for, and then put them back at the exact same moment that they took them. And then that way the storylines based around those Infinity Stones still played out and still happened. And then in the present, half of everything in the universe was wiped out with a snap. So instead of taking everybody back then, because they had already lived for 5 years without those people, they brought those people back to the new present. And that way, from someone who didn't even know that they did any of that stuff, from an outsider's perspective, it looked like everything played out normally. It looked like there was no time travel, essentially, to the layman.
Yes. Yeah, it's cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I can say. That sounded really kind of, that's cool, bro. But no, that's cool, like how they handled it. It seems like they were really trying hard not to create something where somebody like, well, they actually messed up, and here's why. Paradox.
But the cool thing on top of that is in Loki, they're going to explore why alternate timelines aren't going to exist. And we can talk a little bit more about that later whenever you've seen the first episode.
Yeah, well,
I definitely don't want to keep dropping these bombshells and Loki and time branches.
Well, I'll tell you,
I'd rather us just talk about it later.
There is a really good movie about time paradox. I watched it one time. It's really, really good.
What do you mean?
Huh?
Like a movie about time paradox or a movie with time paradox?
Yeah, well, it has one in it. It's called Predestination. And
what's it about?
He's stuck. It's been a long time, but he's stuck in a time loop.
Mm-hmm.
And he cannot figure out how to get out. And I'm not going to explain too much of it, but anyway, let's just say that the person is stuck in a time loop of doing the same thing, and they finally catch on to it, and they're trying to get out of it, they can't. And that's basically the premise of the movie. It's really good. It is really good. It's kind of a mind bender. But watch Minute Physics video if you ever have about the time travel thing. If he goes over like Harry Potter, Back to the Future, other different types of movies that, because Harry Potter, Hermione was going or doing multiple things in different timelines. And
did you ever read, just as an aside, did you ever read the 8th Harry Potter book?
No, I actually only read like halfway through the 5th one.
Oh, shit. Oh, man. You got to catch up. You're such an avid reader. Why don't you finish it?
I don't know. I got a stack about half a mile high of paperbacks I'm trying to finish now, but I do have Kindle Unlimited, and on there they have pretty much all the Harry Potter books. I can go through and read them if I want.
Well, I know you do want.
Yeah, I mean, I read through. I actually have in my little office. I have. Oh, I got a visitor. Hold on.
Cool.
Hey, Emma. She'll be home in a little bit. Well, I'm on the phone, honey. I'm almost finished, though, okay? Can you play Mario?
I can't beat bullies. I almost did.
You can't beat who?
Can't beat who?
The bullies in the fireplace?
The bullies.
Yeah, so remember the fire portrait in Mario 64?
Yeah.
The little, like, bomb things, the little horns, you have to knock them off?
Yeah.
Remember what I told you? If you jump and then ground pound, they'll fall off the edge?
I know. I was doing that. I beat all three and then I died on the big one.
Well, how about I'll help you? Let me finish up this and I'll come help you, okay?
Why can't we do queen?
We are going to queen after I finish, honey. Emma, hold on one second, Matthew.
No, you're totally fine now.
Might have to flag this to cut. Hold on. Emma, I'll be done in 5 minutes. So go in there, okay? I'll be there in 5 minutes and we'll go clean up and play, okay? Okay? Hold on one sec.
You still there?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, okay.
Hold on one sec. I'm almost done.
No rush.
All right. So anyway, I think we've covered a lot of topics today already. Maybe we should, because it'll say 5 minutes, Emma.
We'll just have a 5 and 0 and 0?
Yes. But what I was going to say was, I actually have Harry Potter in Spanish here that I was halfway reading.
Yeah, but it's Spain Spanish, right?
I think pretty much all books. It seems like most books, unless they're written by like a Mexican author, pretty much are all like international type Spanish. They translate it into like a lot more kind of neutral, international. I don't know how to explain it. It's not really like any country specifically, but it does lean more towards Spain. But most times you'll read it and it's like just kind of neutral. You won't find a lot of slang from like Mexico or anything in there.
Yeah, that's cool. I remember I was playing the Lego Harry Potter games on my DS, and that was just straight up Spain Spanish.
I will admit, the Pokemon games I played, they're all Spain Spanish. They all use like Spanish, like what you would see in Spain, like certain slangs and stuff. But maybe with the topic for the day, we can discuss language differences across because we also both speak Spanish.
And we love to do it.
Yeah, we do. So, but I think that'll be it for today. We covered a broad range of topics. We can get together again soon and make an episode 2 and talk about something else.
Yeah, I'd just like to say thanks, everyone. If you somehow made it 50 minutes into this random video, and we really appreciate it. If you like us and our personalities, please, stick around because this is episode 1, and we are planning on doing some more. If you like what you hear, then leave us some suggestions in the comments. What should we talk about next? You probably have a pretty good idea of the things that we're interested in. And I'll just pass it off to Josh.
Yeah, books, movies, gym, pretty much. I'm down for anything, really. I think you and I will discuss anything, but
yeah, we're pretty open-minded.
So, yes, thank you, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, we're open to any suggestions, any topics, any opinions you'd like. So, I guess that'll be it.
With that, we bring episode 1 to a close. All right, Josh, I'll talk to you later, man.
All right, see you, man.